If you are looking for a personal credit card and you have a low income, but you want a high limit on that credit card, there are a few things you need to do, but you got to be in a certain mindset. So here are the steps I want you to follow right now. Everything starts with your credit. I know you probably have heard this 1 gazillion times, but if you have a low income and you're looking for high limits, what is your credit score, boss? Talk to me about your credit score. Where you at? 650, 550, 750, 850? Where you at? It's really important to know to have a clear idea about your credit score. And it's one of those things where you can say, well, I think I'm probably around 585. Hey, listen, don't give me this approximation. I don't need approximation. If you want to have a credit card with a high limit, but you have low income, you better be sure about your credit score. So I want you right now to write down what your credit score is. And you have to be sure. And the question is, when you write down your number on a piece of paper, ask yourself, am I sure about this number? Or do I have a doubt? If you have some kind of doubts in your mind, that means you got to go back to square one. You got to go back to annualcreditreport.com. You have to go back to Credit Karma. You have to go back to NerdWallet. You have to go back to all those free FICO score providers, whereby you can get your free credit score so you can ascertain where you are really at. This is important. You'll be surprised. A lot of folks say, well, I think I have a good credit score, but when they actually check, they realize they're probably around 600. They were thinking that they have 750, but when they check, they see that they have a 600. You know why? Because in the meantime, you might have some derogatory items. Somebody might steal your identity. Who knows? Stuff happens, and before you know it, you're probably finding yourself at the FICO score basement, and you don't want that. Nobody wants that to be in the basement anyway. Okay, so what you want to do is, please do me a favor. I want you to ascertain. I want you to confirm the credit score you have. Okay, don't take this lightly. If you're trying to get a personal credit card with low income and a high limit at that, make sure that your FICO score, it is exactly what it is. If you find any issue, I want you to dispute the hell out of your FICO score. If there are any issues, make sure that you dispute anything. Okay, very important. So the first step is to check your FICO score. The second step is you got to choose the right credit card. By the way, welcome back to the show. I really enjoy having you here. And in today's conversation, I'm talking to you about how to actually get the personal credit card if you have a low income and a low salary or whatever, and you are looking for a high limit. You need to be very strategic. See, the whole thing is that, everybody, every now and then you get credit card pre-qualification offers, people trying to bother you in the mail. You get all those solicitation mail offers and you are tempted, right? You are tempted to apply because you're thinking, well, this is a soft pull anyway. I ain't got nothing to lose. Hey, boss, stop that. Son, daughter, I want you to stop that. I want you to discriminate when it comes to the credit card that you're looking for. I want you to segregate. I want you to filter out the good from the bad. You know why? Because there are a lot of polluted offers that you get in the mail anyway. You know why? You know how you identify a polluted credit card offer is a credit card offer that doesn't fit your specific profile. Let me give you an example. You are at 600. You have a FICO score of 600, but you're getting a credit card from Chase. And for like a premier credit card from Chase, you never get that. No. So you don't even want to entertain the idea of getting that credit card. In the meantime, what you want to do is you want to look for a credit card that are within your band, your credit bandwidth. Okay. This is really important. Remember, there are credit cards for excellent credit. There are credit cards for good credit. There are credit cards for fair or average credit. And there are credit cards for bad credit. Where are you at? What kind of credit cards are you looking for? Remember, I've talked about personal credit cards with low income and high limit. I haven't talked about your credit score. So depending on where you currently find yourself on the FICO score spectrum, you might be drawn into a credit card or another. So when we talk about choosing the right credit card, once you find out what kind of credit card you're looking for, remember, when I spoke about credit cards, you also have credit cards for no credit history. You have also secure credit cards. So once you find the credit card that really fits your specific credit score, make sure that you look for a pre-qualification tool. Do not apply directly. Do not risk a hard pull. You want to first start with a soft pull so that you can actually avoid your credit score being decimated, your credit score being hurt, being damaged, being wounded. Nobody wants that. Nobody. I don't want your credit score to be wounded. No. No, I said no. I said no. And you should say no also. All right. So you want to look for a pre-qualification process whereby you can check your chances of being approved. Okay. So this is kind of easy. Sometimes you can have a solicitation in the mail where they ask you to fill out a form and just send it back to the credit card issuer, or you can just go online and you can just apply and see how much you can actually get. So check for offers constantly. The third thing I want you to do here is to pay down debt. I just want to quickly remind you of today's topic. I'm talking to you about personal credit card, low income, and a high limit. How do you qualify for that? So step number 1, you need to check your credit. Number 2, you need to choose the right credit card. Step number 3, you need to pay down debt. See, the whole thing here is that when we talk about paying down debt, we have 2 important things that we care about. Your CUR, your credit utilization ratio, and your debt to income ratio. Those 2 elements are so important that even the Los Angeles Times has come out not long ago with an article that was discussing how those 2 elements, they call it liquidity ratios. Those liquidity ratios were playing an important role in credit card issuers' decision to approve or deny credit card applications. Okay, so if the Los Angeles Times, if the New York Times, if those big newspapers, those great newspapers are able to tackle such an issue, to talk about such an issue, you know it's important. So I want you to pay down your debt right now, boss. Where you at? Where are you when it comes to your debt? Are you indebted like so crazily, or you are just chilling right now? If you have a light debt load or a heavy debt load, it really depends. So the point here is that you want to reduce your debt so that you can reduce your credit utilization ratio and you can reduce your debt to income ratio also. Okay, if you're able to do this, you can get a personal credit card with a high limit, even if you have low income, because the lender or the credit card issuer, for that matter, at the end of the day, what they're really thinking about, they're thinking about your ability to repay whatever you charge on the credit card. They're not really thinking about your whether you have low income or whatever. No, they're thinking about if you charge $500 on the card, are you able to repay that $500? That's what they care about in the first place. The next thing I want you to do here is to start the online application process. Okay. And usually we love to tell our viewers to apply for credit cards at a branch. But in this case, the online application process, you can start it if you have gone through the pre-approval process, the pre-qualification process, the soft pull, and you like the results. Like, let's say you went on Bank of America Bank of America credit card pre-qualification tool, and they actually give you, if they give you, let's say, a limit that you like, let's say $10,000 or $15,000, you love that. You love how it sounds. Then go ahead and just finalize the whole application process. Okay. So they'll ask you for things like your full name, your date of birth, your social security number, your mailing address, and your previous address if you have lived at your current mailing address for less than 2 years. Okay. This is important. They'll ask for your email address. They'll ask for your phone number and your annual income. So when we talk about annual income, this is really quintessential. We have said this before, but I want to repeat the fact that when you are asked your annual income, the credit card issuer is asking for more. So you're probably thinking, I have low income. Okay. Do you have side gigs? Are you doing something for Uber? Are you driving for Lyft? Are you doing something on the side? Do you have side gigs? Because the whole thing is, when we talk about annual income, we're not just talking about a regular 9 to 5. I mean, according to the Harvard Business Review, you have more than 2/3 of Americans who have side gigs. People are working. People are trying to generate that revenue, that paper. So if you have side gigs, I want you to look at the aggregate number of all your income sources to come up with the annual income. Okay. And it's important to include all of your eligible income, because you want the credit card issuer to evaluate your application holistically, not just one part or just no. So you have your 9 to 5 job. If you have some kind of a spousal income, spousal support, child support and whatnot, court ordered alimony or stuff like that, you can include it as well. The next thing I want you to do here is to submit the application. Okay, once you submit the application, and you have to follow up if needed. Now, depending on the credit card issuer, you might have to follow up. And one thing I want to say here, just want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We're having a conversation about personal credit card with a high limit, low income. Okay, remember, when you apply for a credit card, even if you have let's say you have a low income and you want to have a high limit, you have 3 possible options always. I don't care what kind of credit card. I don't care your financial situation, whatever. You always have a trifecta of options. Either you are approved, either they tell you your application is under review, or either your application is denied. Those are the 3 options. Okay. Now, one thing we want, this is one reason why we tell our viewers to always apply at a branch. You know why? Because at a branch, you can ask those questions beforehand. You can gauge your chances of being approved or being under review or being denied. And so this is important. Now, if you're approved, it means your application was a success. The credit card company will give you a certain limits. If you like the limits, you accept it. They'll mail you a new card within 7 to 10 business days. If you hear the terms under review, the credit card company needs more time to review your application. So this usually takes a few business days. If you want, you can call in to check on the status of your application. And what will happen here is that you will receive a letter with the card issuer's decision, and you may also get an email with this information. Okay. And if you are denied, this is pretty clear, right? It means the card issuer did reject your application. And so this is something that a lot of people don't want to hear, but sometimes it could be a good wake-up call. It means that, hey, listen, you can actually you have to do some work, you have to improve certain things, but it is what it is. One thing I want to say here is that it is possible, though, to overturn a credit card denial. You can call the card issuer and ask their representative if they can give your application another look. Okay, and so that's basically, sometimes you have most likely a phone number that is listed either in your denial letter or email you can use. If not, the card issuer's standard customer service number also works. Okay, this is important. Let me give you a few pro tips to actually increase your chances of getting a personal credit card with high limits, even if you have low income. The thing here is that you have to constantly think about, what do I stand in terms of my credit score? You need to think about, where do I stand in terms of the specific credit score, the specific credit card that I need. Okay, it's not just about having a credit score. You got to think about, what kind of credit card do I need, and what kind of bank do I want to get a credit card from. Okay, and we always tell our viewers, you always want to start with the bank where you currently have a relationship. And I think I've said this so many times this week already, but I love saying this because our team has research to back it up. We have research to show that when you have a relationship with the bank, you have more chances of being approved for a credit card, for a loan, for all kinds of credit products. So everything starts with having a good relationship. Once you have the good relationship, you have to constantly make all your payments on time, including payments to this specific credit card issuer. Okay, banks are by nature risk averse, so they're giving you their cash, and they want to make sure that you are making good use of it, right? So you want to make all your payments on time all the time. You want to cut your credit utilization. I just said this before, but I want to emphasize the fact that your CUR plays an important role in your ability to get the credit card that you need, especially if you have low income Because if you have low income and you're looking for high limits, that means that you need to have a credit utilization ratio as low as possible, so that the credit card issuer sees that you will have the monetary bandwidth that is needed to pay whatever you charge on the card. And you also want to wait at least 3 months before applying for another credit card. Okay, you want to space out your credit applications by 3 months minimum. That way you can breathe. You want to let your credit score to breathe a little bit. Don't be always applying for credit cards or business line of credits or personal lines of credit or personal loans or business loans. Don't you it's kind of crazy where if you are constantly applying for credit, that signals to the lender or to lenders, all lenders, that you are desperate. You are looking for money. Something must be going wrong. Something must be going on in your life that makes you apply for credit so constantly. If you have made it so far, I want to reward you with a bonus here. Okay, what I want to say to you here is that you have to have a way. If you're thinking about the best criteria, the best factors that will actually help you and get your personal credit card application approved, we have 6 elements that always work. Always work. Your credit score plays an important role. If you have minimum 600 or 650, you're good to go. It doesn't matter if you have a low income or high income, because see, the thing is, you can have low income, but if you have you can have a high income, but if you have a low disposable income, that's nothing. There are some people who make $100,000 a year, but they're spending so much money that they probably have no disposable income. It's all about your cost of living. It's all about how you actually live your life. And there are some people who make, let's say, $50,000, but they're able to save. They are trying to be frugal. They're trying to be minimalist. Okay, so check your credit. You need to think about your income. Constantly think about boosting your income. Low income is kind of cool at the beginning, but at some point you have to raise the bar, so to speak, monetarily speaking. So trying to look for alternative ways to generate income. Think about your payment history. You always want to have a clean-cut payment history. Pay all your bills on time. Never be late. If you have to automate things, do that. Okay. If you have to find a way to make sure that your bills are being paid automatically through bank transfers and whatnot, do it. Also, think about your credit utilization ratio. Think about your debt to income ratio. Those are the 2 elements that play an important role. Your DTI and your CUR. You have to constantly reduce those 2. And also reduce you want to reduce the frequency of your credit card applications or your credit applications in general, not just credit card, but also loans, lines of credit, and whatnot. Okay, so overall, the picture I'm trying to paint here is that if you want to always be approved for a credit card, regardless of your income level, you need to be in a specific mindset. You need to have financial discipline. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. In today's conversation, I was just talking to you about personal credit card, low income, high limit. How do you get it? Check your credit, choose the credit card that you need, pay down debt, start with the online application process, and submit the application and follow up if needed. I will see you another time, but until then, remember, stay marvelous.